technologies. In the series of learning C programming language, we have discussed about what is this constants, different types of constants, some valid and invalid constants, keywords and identifiers and all. But today in this video, we will be discussing a very important topic, that is variables. What is this variables? What is the need of having a variables? How to declare a variable? Or rules to construct a variable names and some valid and invalid variables. So let us discuss what are variables in today's topic. Now let us discuss what is this variable or what is the need of variable and all. Now if you want to print any values or anything like hello world and all, you can just print by giving the print statement. There is no need of any variables. But if you want to perform any computational task, at that point of time this variables is very important. When you perform some task like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or finding the maximum number by giving some range of numbers and all, at that time your computer will definitely not understand what is this 10, what is this 20, or what is this 30 and all. If you want to perform the addition of 10 plus 20 plus 30, it will be very easy for the humans to easily understand and give you out the output or result by telling that the sum of 10 plus 20 plus 30 is 60. We will easily tell. But what about the computer? Your computer will not understand what is this 10, 20, 30 and all. So at that point of time, it is very important for us to write a program. So at that time, memory allocation is needed, and where we should allocate some memory space for some particular values and all. So when you have some memory space allocated, it is very important to give a name for the memory. So at that time, this variable is needed. So we can easily tell that variables are the named memory allocation which is used to store the values or the data. So how can this variables be stored in the memory, or how can the memory have a name? Let us discuss. So we can tell, for an example, we will be having the value 10, 20, 30 which needs to be performed some addition operation. So we have got a memory space here, and this is a memory space which we are having, and the values are allocated or stored inside the memory, that is 10, 20, 30. So now it is very tough time for a computer to just go into the computer and check which is having the value 10 and take up and all. It is very difficult for the computer to access in that way if this memory has not got any name. So in order to access the values, or in order to access the values very easily, so we have to allocate some variable names or some names to this memory. We can allocate the variable name as A to this 10, B to this 20 and C to this 30. So now, can we access the values easily? Definitely yes. Because whenever you call A, the value of 10 will get stored in the variable name A. Whenever you call 20 or whenever you call B, the value of 10, 20 will get stored in this variable name B. Whenever you call C, the value 30 will get stored in the variable name C. So we can definitely tell variables are the named memory locations. Why we call it as a named memory location? Because we are giving a name to some memory. That is why we call it as a named memory allocation, which is used to store the value. We are storing the value inside a variable. Definitely yes, we are storing the value 10 inside a variable. So we tell it is used to store the values. So finally, variables are the named memory location which is used to store the values. And next, can we only have this A, B, C variable name? Definitely no. You can give some meaningful names, like if you want to perform some addition, or you can use it as sum. If you want to perform some multiplication, you can use it as mul. You can use, like, these variable names are also valid while writing the variable names. And variable names keeps on changing during the execution of the program. For an example, if here in the starting of the program, if I initialize int a is equal to 10, and again I will change the value of the variable to 20, and again I can change the value of the variable to 50. So we can tell that variable names keeps on changing during the execution of the program. But there is a case where variable name remains the constant by using constant keyword. Whenever you make use of this constant keyword, the variable name will remain same throughout the execution of the program. Now let us see what is declaring the variables and initializing the variables. Declaring the variable is nothing but we declare variables before the data type. And initializing is we are just initializing some values to the declared variable. How? Let us see with an example. Now I have to declare a variable which is having some integer data type. So how should I declare? This is the format. Now I am declaring the int data type having the variable name a with the semicolon. So now I have declared an integer data type with the variable a. This is how we declare the variables. Now coming to the initializing variables, like how do we initialize? So once after we declare the variables, it's time for us to add some values or initialize some values to the declared variable. So what is the name of the variable here? The name of the variable is a and the value to be stored or initialized is 10 and closing this semicolon. This is how we declare the variables and initialize the variables. And also we can declare many data types along with the variables, like we can also declare a float a and give the value as a is equal to, since it is a float data type. In the coming days you will be learning very clearly about the data type, what is integer data type, float data type, character data type and all. So as of now I will just not deeply explain it, but I will just tell what is this float and what is this int. Int is nothing but integer data type, and float is a data type which will have some floating numbers, like which will have the decimal points 3.14. This is how we declare the float data type. And when it comes to the character data type, we can use char, character a, where it is declared. And now it's time for us to initialize some characters to the variable, to the declared variable a. So a is equal to character. The character data type will only store the characters, not any numbers or integers and all. So yeah, I'm storing a. It's character a and closing the semicolon. You know, this a is having the value 97. Whenever you print the value of a, 97, the value 97 will be printed. So this is how we declare and initialize the variables. And we can also initialize many variables in a single line. For example, you can do like this also: int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, comma c is equal to 30, and close it with a semicolon. This is initializing many variables in a single line. And you cannot use the data type void to declare any variables. For example, this statement is invalid, and this void data type is not a valid one. I mean, it is not a valid one. Whenever you use void a is equal to 10, it will give you out an error. So this is what about declaring the variables, initializing the variables. So now let us see the rules to write a variables in C programming language. So the very first rule is names can contain letters, digits and underscores. For an example, the combination, I mean the letters, that is SUM for an example, like this: SUM, ADD, SUB, or SUB, SUM1, or SUB underscore A. This set of combinations or this set of variables is a valid variables to write variables in the C programming language. So the second one is names must begin with a letter or an underscore, but not the integers. For an example, all these things are accepted, or even the underscore add. This variable is also a valid one, but one having a integer along with a letter, this set of case is a invalid one. So we can tell names must always begin with a letter and an underscore. The third point is names are case sensitive. For example, we can have only uppercase as a variable, that is uppercase SUM, only lowercase SUM, or the combination of uppercase and lowercase. So we can tell the variable names are case sensitive. So the fourth one is names cannot contain white spaces or special characters. Like you cannot have a space between the two letters or two words, or you cannot use any white spaces or space between the letters or between the two words. So we can tell that names cannot contain white space and special characters. For an example, you cannot use $A. So this variable is an invalid variable which will not support. Keywords cannot be used as a variable names. Yes, keywords cannot be used as a variable names because as we discussed in the previous video, we know we have 32 keywords in the C programming language. And these keywords like switch, case, int and all, these keywords cannot be used as a variable names. If used, you will get an error and it is not supported as a variable in the C programming language. This is all about the rules or how to write the variables in the C programming language. So today in this video, we have discussed about what is a variable or rules to write a variable, how to declare, initialize the variables, some valid and invalid variables and all. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for all our upcoming videos. Thanks.